We have a special treat in today's video. We were honored to be invited to have a preview tour of the Japanese Zen Garden at Sholom Park here in Ocala.
On July 19th, 2023.
Our hosts are Robert, Brian, and Misty.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful people.
So get a cup of tea,
Yep.
put on some beautiful Zen music, relax, and enjoy this visit to Sholom Park. And by the way, stay tuned toward the end of the video. You will find out how you can get a preview tour also.
Oh, yeah.
There's Robert.
How are you? I'm Robert Colen,
Hey, Robert. And
Managing Director for Sholom Park.
and we know you for a long time.
You know me for a long time because I
Used
do a
to-
lot of the video or radio for On Top of the World, but one of my favorite parts of my life and job is right here at Sholom Park, being a Managing Director. And I get to work with this guy, Brian DeVane, who's our Park Manager.
Brian.
Brian does a great job of keeping all the landscaping as beautiful and as serene as possible, and he helps set up all of our events, and he's really a fantastic asset to what we do here.
I don't want to leave Misty out, but Misty,
is down there.
you look beautiful. Don't worry, don't worry. You look
Misty
beautiful.
is the one who keeps us all in line, so she does a great job with that.
So who wants to tell us the very beginning? How did the idea for a Japanese garden start?
There's a lot of different versions to how this Japanese Zen Garden happened. I will say that, by the way, welcome to Sholom Park. We're here on 71, or what's our area? 7110 Southwest 80th Avenue in Ocala. But so the Zen Garden, as you can see, the Sholom Park started in 2005. Thank you. 4 actually, we opened to the public, and it was designed to be a peace park. That's what Sholom is derived. It's a person's name, but the name is derived from Shalom, which means peace in Hebrew. So it is a peace park, and the purpose of it is to be a seed of peace in the life of those who visit, so that they take that peace with them when they leave and try to make the world a better place. There's no religious, there's no political connotations to any of that. It's just for each individual to experience something peaceful and beautiful in nature. And when you leave here, you should feel better about yourself and about the world around you. And then you make the world around you a better place. So over the years, we built our labyrinth. We've done, we have all kinds of different beautiful exhibits here in the park that are natural and nature based. But as time went by, we wanted to build something like a Zen garden. And Brian was one of our lead advocates of building a Zen garden. And at that time, we had this concept of basically what was it, like a swimming pool size sandbox.
Oh,
You would
okay.
come and you would rake it. But as we talked about that, we met with people who were interested in helping us develop that. The idea exploded from a small, say 15 by 30 size rectangle of gravel that you could rake to this magnificent Japanese style Zen garden, which is really unique for Florida. It's unique really anywhere in the region, in the southeast. Something maybe you'd see in Boca Raton. I think there's somewhere down there that they have something like that. But you would see these more specifically in Japan, where and we can take a tour through it. But it is a way for you to come in here, have mindfulness, have quiet, have solitude, and meditate. If that's what you want to do, just observe nature, just breathe in what is around you, and feel the energy that is here quietly, and feel the serenity of it. And then, again, take this from here and try to make the world a little better from where you go.
Wow, that is wonderfully said. Wow.
And you're putting the finishing touches on it right now.
So we are very close to completion. We're probably at like 98%, something like that. Most of the planting, I think all the plantings are in. All the plantings in. We've just got some fencing to repair and to add to, and some little pieces here and there to do. But if you would like to enter, we can.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sure.
So one of the cool things you'll notice as we transition from what is Sholom Park here, you come across this little road, which is a utility road. When you come to a bridge, and what is the symbolism of bridges? It's a crossing over, right? And then you come up to this Japanese, we call it a Japanese, but the gate, and it's not completed yet. But this gateway is again a transition to, and it is basically you're leaving the material world and you enter a spiritual world. You transition into something where you're no longer this world of stress and frustrations and whatever goes on in your life, and you transition into that world where it is you are one with the energy of the land. You are connected with nature, and you are to meditate and to feel and to release and to relax and to let go of that world. So when we transition in through going through the gate, I hope you'll take that few moments of considering that we're no longer here. We're in someplace sacred.
Okay, very good. Let's go through that gate.
So when we are finished with it, we will have a lantern, fountain here. Sorry, Japanese fountain. Oh, I call everything Japanese, but it'll be a fountain here, and it will literally be just for the sound of the trickling of water.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
So it'll add to the ambiance of the space. You can see here, this is part of what we call it like a dry creek bed or a dry river bed. So it takes on the semblance of looking like it's a water. You can see the big rocks and river rocks.
Right.
And it's flowing from up on the top, which is what's called a Zen ocean. And we'll get to there a little further. But as you walk along, you can even notice how the concrete has leaves or branches in it, and it's just to add to the charisma there.
How did you decide on the architect?
So we took it out to bid, but we have worked with Brad Smith, who's a landscape architect for a number of years, and one of his architects partners that works with him, and I can't remember his name right now. So. Scott Gerard. Yeah, I don't remember everyone's name, but Scott actually had lived in Japan and had designed these kind of gardens for Disney Japan.
Wow.
So it was really like a beautiful fit. It was like everything kind of coming together, people helping us to financially put this together, the idea, the dream, and then you go to the landscape architect who's done these kind of gardens in Japan. So it was really a nice moment.
Very, very authentic.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And the idea of it is to be very simple too. So there's not a lot of colors. There's not you don't have real flowing water through here. All of that is part of the concept and the idea of the simplicity behind this kind of garden. Again, we cross another bridge, and you can see like the concrete is designed to look like it's actual wood. So it's just
I see. That was perfect. I would never have guessed that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have. I thought that was wood.
I do love the earthy colors, though. It is very serene.
This is our first stop. Will be our meditation. Not really the first stop anymore, but this is a focus or a meditation point, a reflection point where you would come and you're a little bit isolated because you've got the bamboo fencing behind you, and then there's this beautiful bench which you can see is made from a large lime rock boulder, and it's taken and they saw it and they smooth it out, they polish it, but it's from the earth, so it's something special. It's not wood or something else or plastic or steel. So it's something really special that goes really well with the features of it. We look at the ligustrum that's here, and it's in process. It's being trimmed to what's called a Milwaukee style trimming process. So in a Japanese garden, you may know of bonsai, where they take plants and they make them look like smaller trees, and they're kept in
Right.
Yeah. It's a very similar concept called Milwaukee, where you take a tree and you trim it and you keep it small in size, a little bit more grand in scope. Brian's in the process of day by day trimming it and shaping it as he feels that Zen energy direct him.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so it's all what the feeling is during the day that you're trimming it.
Absolutely. I'll come and sit, and the tree and I just have a little communication before we do a little snipping.
That's kind of how I cut the grass. If I feel like it.
Absolutely. I'm a lot the same way.
So it'd be a great reflection point in a place of quiet and solitude.
How did you distinguish where to put all of these rocks in the background and the patterns that they're forming?
There are a lot of these rocks that were designed into the landscape architect's plans, specifically where he wanted rocks or locations of rocks. But we actually went out, and as we collected these rocks, Stephen Curl, who was our site manager as we were doing the construction on this, and I went out. We hand selected a lot of these rocks, and Steve actually picked the location for a lot of the rocks, specifically based on their shape.
Yeah, we'll look at the rocks a little closer. Just behind you, though, is what's called a torii gate. and it still has to be painted. But you see these in a lot of different, like Japanese restaurants, so you'll see it in
Yeah.
pictures from Japan. I think it's more of a Shinto concept, but it'll be red, painted red once it's had time to adjust to the climate. But you can just see it's a beautiful gate, and again, it's still the concept of crossing over from one type of universe of material to the spiritual.
Has the wood been treated?
It's all pressure treated wood that was used to build it, but because of the humidity level that we've had, we want to let that wood dry out extremely well before we go in and start staining it.
Oh, okay. It is beautiful. Oh, you have another bench.
I love benches.
But that's what Sholom Park really.
Benches and shade.
Benches and shade.
But that's what Sholom Park really is all about. It's just to come in here and just feel good about yourself and meditate and just
That's right.
release all your pressure that you've got during the
This is the Zen
day.
Ocean, and it's not completed. He's going to have, as you noticed around the bridges, there were those posts with a rope going through it, so it looks like it's a dock overlook. Or
Okay.
deck overlook.
Yeah.
And that's what this will be. And again, these will all be painted as well in a short time.
Is this where you rake?
Well, this is a Zen Ocean, and this is going to be maintained by Brian's staff.
Okay.
And if you look at, you see the 3 islands, and if you look at the way that there are, like, it's been raked, like it's been, like there are waves going around.
Oh
it.
yeah.
So that's to represent the waves, coming up onto the island. And you can do it in different areas. Right now, that's how it's designed, but it could be any way that the person raking at the time kind of takes it to mean. But it is to represent waves. The other thing you'll notice is that on each of the 3 islands, on the far left one, it's to resemble a volcano.
So it does. Yeah. So it does.
So it's a volcano. I mean, this is just a rock that Brian and Steve found
You
out.
found it looking like that?
on the
Wow.
property, and it was so it's to represent a volcanic island. In the middle, this is really cool. It's a tortoise or a turtle with a stork on its back.
Oh, I see.
If you see
Turtle.
the head here,
Yeah.
and then the legs and the 2 legs, and then there's a tail in the back, and then the tree represents the stork. Now those are in a lot of different cultures represents vitality, longevity, and it's also a symbiosis of the two together, the harmony of the two, and then there's the wisdom of the tortoise and the stork as well. The third one is represents a mountain, and mountains can represent permanence or perseverance, and strength, enduring hard times. And so, and again, it's a beautiful rock if you take a moment just to even look at it, with all the contours and the caverns that are in there, and the different elements and minerals that are mixed together that took millions of years for it to be shaped.
May we walk closer and just,
please,
I mean,
absolutely.
we
I'm staying in
won't
the
go
shade,
in
though.
the garden.
Oh, you want me to go closer?
Walk closer to
I was
get a
absorbing the shade.
thing. I think it's beautiful. You can see the rake marks
Yeah.
around there. That's so gorgeous.
It's almost like art.
I think it is art.
It is art.
It is art.
Yeah, you painted a picture with pebbles.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful. I love the benches. Very smooth, and you won't get hurt.
So the intention is that you would come here and you can sit and look upon this ocean. And water, of course, has a redemptive value to it. It's a cleansing, soothing. So you can look at all these different features that are here, and we'll have a little signage up that will explain what the islands are, what the purpose of it is. But you can look at the oceans and just reflect on life and letting go.
Mm-hmm. What kind of bamboo have you planted?
Fine.
We've got 2 different varieties that are in here right now. The bigger one that you see there is old hemai type of bamboo. It's going to grow taller. We also have an Alphonse Carr, which is a shorter growing variety.
Mm-hmm.
And we're using them to provide screens, shade, and shelter, so that when you're here, you're not disturbed by the other areas or other visitors.
So it's called Old MI? That's what I say.
Hemai.
Old MI.
Yes.
I am old.
And how old am I?
Hey, they've grown considerably since they were installed.
Me too.
They're 6 weeks in there, and they've gotten these
That's right. They're adding on new growth. In fact,
They travel?
The one came. This is actually a clumping kind. It will stay in a clump.
Oh.
But you can see this shoot actually just has come out in the last probably 5 days.
Is that right?
And it has grown that much.
Oh my
I tried to
God.
convince him to let me take it home, but he wouldn't.
Take this bamboo home?
The
She
one
wants-
that came out, the new
She just
growth.
wants to pick up that one home.
So just take a look. I mean, just the rocks.
You appreciate things, Robert. I love that.
Yeah, but look at the bamboo wall behind us. I think that's really nice too.
And that provides, because that is no longer Sholom Park property on the other side.
Uh-huh.
It's just to provide a little more isolation to the Zen Garden, and we're going to be extending that fence down a little further.
What are the purple flowers called?
Liriope.
Liriope?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a grass or is it a flower?
It is a grass that flowers.
Oh, okay.
Wow, Robert, good question.
It's beautiful. And I love the
purple
pine.
flowers are spectacular.
And the pine trees are absolutely outstanding. I mean, you kept them all.
Well, we lost one or two of them.
Uh-huh.
We lost a couple of small hickories as we were doing site work that had to be removed, but we did come back in and we planted these pines, or some young ones that we brought in to actually assist in providing more shade in the long run.
One of the neat things about looking at your ocean right now is that we've walked all the way around it and it has a different look from every view.
Every angle gives you a different view and a different style to that garden.
And speaking of which, if you look at, and we'll go into the island there, but you can see on this side of the ocean, it's supposed to create like a waterfall effect with the way the rocks
I
are
see
set
it,
up.
yeah, I can see
And
that.
then it drains over into the riverbed that flows out.
I can hear the water in my head as you're talking. I just
That's,
can't wait for
that's because I haven't eaten, Robert.
Oh,
That was me.
Oh, maybe you drink too much.
are you going to have reflecting signage like you do in the labyrinth?
We do, yeah. We have 3 signs that are currently in process of being made. And one for the Zen Ocean, one for what we'll call the raking garden here, and then the entry one. And all 3 of those have different reflections to them. There's a poem that goes with the entry, which is from a Zen master from 500 years ago. So it's a
Oh my.
poem about letting go and abandoning, those things that are holding you back. So.
Oh gosh. We come here a lot. We'll be here even more when you open. Oh, I love the birds.
You get a lot of turkeys here, actually.
Did you
Oh
really?
my gosh.
Wild turkeys. There's tons of them that run around and they come through here, actually.
I think I told you we have an app on our phones
Yeah.
that identifies birds by their sound.
Oh.
And I heard one in the backyard that said turkey. And I said, there's no way there's a turkey here. And then I saw one running across the yard.
How do you keep everything so green? Do you have an underground irrigation system?
We do. All of this is done with micro irrigation, so each one of the plants has its own emitter on the system so that we're not over irrigating. We're able to just irrigate the plants as they're needed.
And it's on a, so if it rains, and it's on a, what do they call it, it won't irrigate if it's been raining, so it doesn't waste water.
Oh, nice.
This is our raking garden, and this area will be open to the public, those who are visiting here, and it will have rakes set out, and you'll be able to come in here and literally rake the gravel, which is, it even looks like water, and it'll be like raking. See, you have the waves again crashing against this island, but you can make your own patterns in the gravel, and that way you're connecting. The concept of connecting with the universe, connecting with the world, and bringing the two together and letting it flow through you as you rake. And it's a very meditative process that is in a way healing to many people. So we look forward to this being open, and hopefully it is treated with the sacred intent that it's designed.
Is it soft?
Oh sure, go ahead.
Walk out on it.
Oh no. Oh, I see. It's so soft. Very soft.
Any questions about that?
I love what you do, and I love the narration you're giving us.
Thank
And
you.
so how would a person understand, like from our culture, we don't understand the whole raking thing. Is that going to be explained?
So there'll be a little bit of, there's going to be a sign that'll be here, and it'll explain the purpose and what you're to do with like the rake and how you're supposed to treat it. But I think that, you know, hopefully it inspires you to go online or go to a library and read a little
And look
more.
it up, yeah.
Right, and find out ways that this can connect to you.
Is the rake itself made out of a special material for the prongs or the handle?
It's actually made out of oak. The rake part is made out of oak, and then just an ash handle.
Oh, okay. And how long is it, the rake?
The
handle?
rake handle itself is, I believe, 38 inches or 40 inches, right in that range, and then the rake itself is 24 inches
Brian
across.
made it himself, actually.
Oh my
right.
gosh,
Wow.
that's
Well,
beautiful.
Brian saw plans online, and he was able to follow the instructions.
Oh,
Hey,
That's-
he went and bought the material and he cut it himself. I call it me.
Oh, that's amazing.
that's how I learned how to make French toast.
What are the
Instructions online?
There used to be a saying: to make an apple pie from scratch, you first must create an entire universe. So,
Oh, I love that. It's true. Wow.
You take care of the lawn and leave it at the same height there.
We
the blades of
actually
grass.
have, we've just purchased a new mower, an electric mower, just for use in this area. So this gets mowed right now while we're getting it established. We're applying more water to try to get the roots to establish. So while we're doing that, we're mowing it every week. Our hope is we can go to every 10 to 14 days. But we did buy electric equipment to utilize in here. The blowers that'll be utilized are electric, as well as the mower.
And when it gets cold, because it does get cold in Florida, it does have freezing
does.
temperatures. Are these plants able to withstand the cold?
Yes, absolutely. These are all hardy in our zone and should do extremely well.
All native plants,
Well, they're not all natives,
but they
but they're all
thrive.
acclimated to our area.
Sounds like me too.
That's
oh,
right.
that's wonderful.
I'm
Not a
acclimated,
native, but you've acclimated.
but not today.
Yeah, well, yeah, on the cooler days you're acclimated.
one thing that when you walk around, what we would want to encourage people to do is take notice of all the different kinds of rocks that are here. You can see it's almost like an obelisk here in the middle between the benches. That creates like a monument effect to the raking art.
It does, yeah.
And then you look at this rock, this boulder, which is, I think if you get closer, it's absolutely stunning. The different caverns that are there, all the different minerals that are built into it, how it's shaped and formed. I mean, that rock is probably 5 million years old or more. I mean, I'm not a geologist, but
Yeah.
it's, if you look at it and you look how did this even form? By the way, we're in Ocala. This rock was found in Ocala. There's seashells in all of this, right?
Oh, really?
So people who say, we don't want to get political, but I mean, the oceans were already above us at one point, right?
Yeah,
I
sure.
don't know how we know that you can go look at any of this stuff and you see shells. I think this one right here we can look at real quick is really neat. And this rock is almost like it's been sitting at the bottom of an ocean,
Oh,
just
my.
rolling and rolling and rolling for tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of years, and whatever it is inside.
I love that. To look in there. That is beautiful.
But it gives us a chance to when you're here and you've come to meditate, or you've come to walk around, you've come to breathe, you've come to let go. You can also come here and observe the beauty of nature, the beauty of what becomes of things over these millions of years of geological changes to the earth. And these rocks are really a beautiful exhibit of that. I mean, you just even look at, you've got lime rock. I don't know. I mean, you can see shells in here. You can see different materials or different minerals,
Oh
different
my
types of
gosh.
rock. So it's just like, how did all this form together into something so beautiful?
It is gorgeous.
And then what would you see in it when you look at it? And some people could see an elephant or some kind of giant, or I mean, there's so many things that you can spend time looking at.
It's like a cloud, right? You can see something.
I see a
Right.
seal right there. I see his little flippers over here, and
Oh,
his
yeah.
head and his
Right.
little eye.
Oh, yeah.
It's true, and he's
that's
trapped
what I
inside
see.
the rest of the rock.
Yeah, right.
Trying to get out.
He should have swam
It's like Harrison Ford in that movie.
So swing along here, go into our
This is so lovely. And it all fits in with the view of the other part of your park. It's just so gorgeous.
It's a beautiful lift.
This is an architect's dream, I think. Oh, the rope. The rope. How did you decide on what kind of rope to use in the design? Because I know they're all different when
They are all
they're
different.
handcrafted.
It was difficult to find exactly what we were looking for diameter wise. We had to go to, I mean, this is a rope that's used on like tugboats and stuff, but we were able to find it online and order it in and cut the posts.
It had to have like an aquatic look to it, right? Like like you're actually on a bridge, or you're actually on a dock overlook. Or a deck.
Yeah, it does. It has that.
You know, the braiding is
Right.
really outstanding. And it is real rope, too. It's not steel cable. And it's so nice. On the bridge.
This is kind of the last stop for this tour. Although you will notice the lantern that's here. I don't know if you saw that before. We have 2 lanterns that'll be in the park, but it's a really cool Japanese style lantern. But this is again another reflection point where you can sit here. If you're looking this way, you can look at you're on an island because you're surrounded by the 2 rivers. You look and you see the waterfall, which is the divider between the Zen Ocean and this riverbed.
Oh yeah.
And then of course you have the view of the different islands inside the river, inside the ocean. And it's just a beautiful, peaceful place that we hope when it's open to the public, people will understand and respect, and they'll come to enjoy, and hope to make their lives a little better.
And when is your opening that you're predicting?
So we are going to be having a ribbon cutting with the chamber on September 20th.
Okay.
That'll be, I think, by invite only mostly. And then, but we have a special offer for like a donation, because the park needs to help some maintenance. So we are going to take, Brian will take on it for, you can go on our website to find it, a $250 donation. We'll bring you on a guided tour here. You'll be able to sit
Prior
here
to the
grand opening.
Oh, beautiful.
So you'll have a special sneak peek like you guys are getting now.
So tell us how somebody could sign up for that.
So you'll go to the website. It's going to be posted. I think
Live
Facebook
August 1st,
page.
it'll go live August 1st.
And you have to sign up by the 31st.
Right.
Do we have an address yet? A web address?
Well, it'll be Sholom, SHOLOM Park.org. Sholom
Okay.
Park.org.
Okay.
And you'll just have an opportunity to come see it, and Brian I will take you through it. And if you want to stay and meditate or use the park as that's peaceful for you, then we'll encourage that as well.
Did you put that butterfly in on purpose?
Yeah.
I did. Misty just let him go, so he would fly through.
That was perfect.
But as you know, if you're sitting here, what is the symbolism of butterfly? What does it?
I know.
So
It's
I know.
freedom.
freedom
I think it's freedom.
and change.
Oh, change, definitely. Sure.
Right, because he comes to us from being a caterpillar to the butterfly, so there's the transition of that as well.
And an afterlife too, right? Because the caterpillar dies, sort of, and then next thing you know, you got something with wings.
And what kind of tree is this
This
over
is
here?
This is a Japanese maple. We've got 3 of them in the garden, 3 of the Japanese maples that are growing. And over time, again, they will utilize it in the walkie style pruning to help them grow and become more of a small garden tree.
And will you be training your staff into the ways of the pruning, the way they need to
Absolutely. I'm going to be their Obi-Wan and or maybe Yoda, since I'm kind of short and wide. I don't know, but yes, I'll be training the staff in the pruning styles, and we are also hoping to get some people to come in and actually teach classes on pruning styles here.
You might inspire people to make a miniature Japanese garden in their own yards.
Absolutely. Or even just, if they don't have space for that, make their own bonsai, something that they can focus their energies on.
Yeah.
it. And you call it the Japanese Zen Garden. What is Zen?
Well, Zen is a concept, and I don't know, but it's a concept in Buddhism of finding peace, right? Misty's more in tune with that, so I'd look to her for guidance. But yeah, and it fits really beautifully with the concept of a Sholom Park, a peace park, and it does add into the next level of diversity, and that we would like to see in nature. Right?
Very
Just
nice.
How you see it and what you see, and how you can experience nature.
Well, this is gorgeous. It really is well done, and it's a welcome addition to Sholom Park
Thank you.
because I love it here, and this is just something extra that is fabulous. I think it's going to be used a lot.
Well, I hope so, and we hope you guys will come back.
Tell us once again, this is the radio in me, the address there where we are.
We're at 7110 Southwest 80th Avenue. That's Ocala, Florida. And our website is Sholom, SHOLOM, park.org. And
All
then
right.
you can learn about our special sneak peek.
Nice.
Brian, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Robert,
Thanks,
thank
guys.
you. And tell me again, Misty, thank you. I know you don't want to be on camera, but thank you so much. I am sweating. I think I sweated a whole cloud.
Oh, this has been an honor. This has really been an honor for you to take us around.
Yeah, we can go this way.
Okay.
You guys live pretty
Oh my, we had such a great time with Misty and Robert and Brian. The Japanese Zen Garden is beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. It's very refreshing and very reflective.
I don't think I've ever been in a Japanese Zen garden before, and I certainly never had it explained. So hopefully you learned something in the same way I did.
Oh yeah, me too, and I can't wait to go back.
All right, so remember, Sholom Park here in Ocala, the Japanese Zen Garden.
Yeah.
Take care, be good, don't forget to write.
Remember, writing is very important.
And the world
Spins fine.
on her own, baby.